One of the scariest questions we have to ask ourselves is, what do we really want? What is my ultimate dream? And what is the price of that dream? So unexpectedly, I had to get on 2 planes and fly to Florida, take care of some business. It's all good. It's good stuff. Got down here really late last night, but I had to get the walk-in, right? Because it's part of the system right now. And I had to log it in before midnight. We nailed it right on the nose. And then with that, getting settled, a little restless. Probably didn't get to sleep till close to 2 in the morning. And that alarm goes off quick at 5. And we hit the pavement, you get to thinking. This is where the great stuff happens. And, everybody has dreams. And I remember a situation a couple years ago. My son was little, and we saw a Lamborghini, and he loved the Lamborghini and started talking about it. And I said, what color do you want? He said, I want the white one. And my knee-jerk reaction at first was say, you don't need a Lamborghini. I'm not a car guy. I'm not into cars, but this little guy had this vision of it. And literally 2 weeks later, we're in our car driving. We passed that same Lamborghini, or it probably passed us. And the kids were going crazy in the back seat. And the guy next to me said to his son, don't get too excited. You'll never be able to afford that. I'll never forget that moment. Because what I told my son is, what color you want? You'll have it someday if you want it. It's not about the car, it's about the principle. And it's about his little mind being able to dream, and dream big. What do you dream about? What are you dreaming big, hairy goals about? And if they're going to make a Lamborghini, they know people out there are going to be able to afford a Lamborghini. Why can't you be one of them? Why can't your kid be one of them? Why can't your kid be the one that goes in there and drops down, I don't know what the cost is, $100,000, $200,000, and pull out in a brand new Lamborghini? Maybe pulls into a garage that has a pickup truck and a Porsche because he loves cars, or she loves cars. And I'm just using that as an example because there are people that do it. And does that make them egotistical because they have those things? Or could that same person be the person that writes a $100,000 check every year to their church to help on their missions? Or hears about a single mom having trouble with her mortgage and quietly, anonymously. Anonymous is one of my favorite authors. Anonymous has some of the best quotes in the world. Anonymously writes a check and pays off that mom's mortgage. But you see, it starts somewhere. And it starts with a system, and it starts with a dream, but it comes with sacrifice, it comes with work. And you may miss sleep at times, you may miss parties, you may miss some interactions that just can't happen because it's gonna interfere with your dream. Dream big, baby, big hairy dreams. And if you're a mom or a dad and your kids see you doing this, by osmosis, they're gonna learn how to dream big. And sit down and write them out. You gotta put it in writing. I always say put it on a yellow legal pad and put it in writing. And whatever you're thinking you want, go bigger. Go bigger. But then follow it up with massive action and what has to happen. When I went to chiropractic school, there were many people, including my dad, who said, there's no way. You're not good at science. Why are you doing that? I could have had a job on Wall Street through his connections. And it really upset me for years that he didn't support me. He was supporting me. He was just scared for me. He was afraid I was going to fail. He was afraid I was going to get hurt. And when I think about that, I think of a night when I was studying for exams. And it was probably 3:30 in the morning. It was summer. It was hot out. We didn't have air conditioning. I had a block of ice in front of an air conditioner, a fan blowing on me. I had it blowing the cold air from the ice. I had lit a cigarette. I didn't smoke to create smoke to go in my eyes. And I was drinking coffee and Coca-Cola to stay awake, to study, because I had to pass that test. And I run into situations in my life where another parent will say something to their child about my house or about something we have or about the fact that we travel a lot with our kids, because one of my dreams was to be able to create experiences for my kids and to create a space of vision and love and life. But with that, there were people that didn't agree, and feedback would get back to me. And I always tell my kids, I think of that night, 3:30 in the morning, staying up with the cold ice bag blowing on me and smoke going in my eyes and drinking all this caffeine because I had to take a test at 8 in the morning, and I was afraid to go to sleep because I was afraid I was going to forget everything. And I wanted to keep at least 75% of the material fresh so I could regurgitate it on a piece of paper so I could pass and move on to the next class, to the next quarter. And I say to my kids, on that date, let's call it November 16th, 1996, where was that guy? Where was that girl? Were they belly up at the bar? Were they dancing? Were they doing karaoke? Were they asleep at 3 in the morning? Well, we were up putting in the grind, the work, because we had a dream. So with a dream comes massive vision, comes work, and you just got to decide right now what it is. And then put yourself around people that are going to support that. Call proximity, who's closest to you. And listen, the people closest to you may not support it because they're afraid for you. You may not have someone directly to be able to talk to about it right now because you're not in that space or haven't created that space. But you could create that space in proximity with books, with podcasts, with YouTube, by going to seminars, listening to instructional CDs, which really don't exist anymore. You just go online and pull the stuff off and get around people that are light years ahead of you, but they're where you want to be someday. When I was in chiropractic school, I said, someday I'm going to wake up and be 30 years old. And I want to wake up and say I did it. I don't want to say I should have done it. And it happened. We graduated at 30 and we were able to look in the mirror and say we did it. But we didn't get comfortable because we had the next vision, the next dream in writing, and it was plugging forward. So when you have reckless, abandoned vision and a dream, you'll jump on the planes, you'll lose sleep, but you won't leave your system. You won't stop the work. You may be tired for a day, but you put in the work, that's gonna show up a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, because what you do today manifests into your tomorrow. Dream big, don't give up, you can do it. Claro. What's the name of this place?
Isabelas.
Estos son tus amigos, ¿no?
Sí.
Isabella's. Isabella's.
Oh, sí.
Yeah. Here we are. Here we are.
Oh, we got the house dog.
It's too cute.
Oh, Toto.
Look, you didn't see the dog.
You're not seeing the dog.
You're not seeing the dog at all.
You're not recording the dog.
Oh, dog's got an erection.
Oh my
It's
God.
a girl.
It's a female.
Yeah.
So, check out this coffee.
She absolutely loved this.
How do you make this?
This is the original way on how to make it, right?
Yeah.
Is this the
I
original?
put the water here, and then I put the sugar. And then I let the sugar to cook, because if you don't let the sugar to cook, it tastes different. So you let the sugar cook it for like a minute, start boiling. Then when it starts boiling, that's when you put the coffee. You don't boil the coffee. You turn it off and then,
So you only have sugar in there.
yeah, right now.
Huh. Interesting.
Freedom.
We sell this also. We have only one left.
So how long does it take for that to boil?
Because this is not as strong. We're not big here, so
Yeah.
we have to buy everything small. In my house, it takes 2-3 minutes. Here, it takes longer because this is not such a strong,
yeah.
But if you make it in your house, it'll be done in 5 minutes. Here, it takes about 10 to 12 minutes. When we have to do a lot more, because we do one after the other, it's faster because it's
It's
very-
more. It's already more. Okay.
All right, back at it, waiting for this baby. But in the meantime, everybody's drinking white wine now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Healthy. It's refreshing.
Nice.
We're in Florida.
So this is like a nice Cuban connection. Eduardo here is Cuban. So is it, you're Isabella, eh?
Yes.
And Isabella, the Cuban. So they're connecting, having a
We have
nice,
a Cuban.
the Cuban
tacita.
cups. What's it called?
Tacita.
Tastita?
Tacita. It's a little cup. Tacita.
Little cup. Is that Cuban wine? Do they make wine?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how this thing works.
Oh, it's
Okay,
boiling.
now.
Oh, hey! So what is that? That's the sugar? Oh, that's the coffee.
Now you put the sugar, coffee in there.
Oh, you put it right in. Look at that. That's a Cuban secret. Oh, she put more. Put extra. She likes you. She likes you, Eddie. Oh.
Here comes the fun part.
This had to start with someone stocking.
Sock.
Oh wow.
Hello, Pada. What do you think? How'd you learn how to do this?
Hello. That's how you. When you're born in the Cuban culture, you are born learning how to make
Yeah.
this. And if you marry Cuban,
They're
they
Greek.
teach you before you get married how to make Cuban
Yeah.
coffee.
That's how the Greeks are too, with their coffee.
That's how you see my grandmother, my grandmother, my great grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
looks so good. It's made with like such
And when you
love.
drink these cups, you don't do this.
No?
You do this.
Oh.
Like, see,
Very not good to the.
Not good to what? Just pick it up?
No,
Pick it up.
No.
You can't do this. You have to do this.
Yes.
like a teacup.
Do I have to tip my hand like
That's
that?
the proper way to.
Take a picture of it.
Take a sip. How do I take a picture if the camera's on?
Oh God. Okay, forget it. You can't take a picture of
You
it.
gotta sip it very dainty.
You take a picture of her, you just video.
It's a little different than the coffee we make
That's
at
how you
home.
take a picture of his video.
Here. I got it. Give me a camera.
You might have to flip it.
Oh, take a picture of myself.
Of course you did.
And you never rinse this with anything but hot water.
Hot water. Ooh, it's
Do you use
strong.
soap in there or no?
No. Just water.
I know. I'm just trying to get her to talk.
Take it.
Why does your thing flash like that?
I don't know.
You got it on some weird setting. All right, go ahead. Eddie, you look so sensitive drinking like that. Okay, ready? Hello. Huh?
Oh wow. Es fuerte, huh?
And there's the office mascot, Toto.